Have you ever felt that knot in your stomach when your team's heartbeat suddenly skips a beat? What if the very man carrying the hopes of Dub Nation is now the one fighting against time? An injury? Could the shimmer of another championship reign be dimmed by a single pull in the right hamstring? Welcome back to Warriors News Fan Report. Smash that like button, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report, and ring the bell so you never miss a moment of the action. Tonight, we peel back the curtain on Steph Curry's latest health update, a story that's sending shockwaves through the Bay Area and beyond. Whispered concerns turned into headlines when Curry limped off the court in Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals, clutching his right hamstring after a lightning-quick step-back three. Yet even before the tape stopped rolling, teammates and medical staff converged in hushed urgency. Now, we stand in suspense. What does this mean for the man who's redefined what a point guard can be? According to the report, Curry underwent an MRI last night that revealed a grade 1 strain, meaning the fibers are overstretched but not torn. He's officially listed as day-to-day, with a tentative return window within the next week if all goes well. But we all know how fragile hamstrings can be, especially for a player whose game thrives on explosive first steps and gravity-defying lifts. Could this be the beginning of a cautious ramp-up that sees him missing more time than we expect? Some insiders believe the team will hold him out of game to no matter what, prioritizing his availability later in the series rather than risking a re-injury. In a highly contested matchup, is it possible that this strategic rest now, fight later approach will redefine Golden State's playoff mindset? Dig deeper, and the stakes become even more apparent. Curry's 30.5 playoff scoring average this season has been the engine of the Warriors' offense, while his 41.8% mark from three-point range stretches defenses thinner than ever before. In that Game 1 absence, bench units scrambled for space on the floor, and Draymond Green's on-ball defense couldn't compensate for the sudden vacuum in transition. Early plus-minus data shows the Warriors slipped from +12, with Steph on the floor to -8 in the third quarter alone. Could this spark a radical shift in rotation patterns, forcing more minutes for Andrew Wiggins at point forward duties or accelerating Gary Payton's comeback? Fans are wondering if this could be the moment when role players either rise to the occasion or expose the thinness of Golden State's depth chart. Consider the ripple effect on opposing game plans. Nuggets coaches, fresh off their own injury scares, will likely dial up drives at Curry's hamstring side, testing his mobility on every pick and roll. Meanwhile, the Thunder, ever the opportunist, might unleash Chet Holmgren in drop coverage to bait the slight pull, hoping to trap Curry in mid-memory fadeaway. Some insiders believe that these rival strategies could force Steve Kerr into a chess match of minutes, where small ball lineups with Kevin Looney anchoring the paint become the new normal. Could this mean the Warriors transform back into their 2018 identity, relying on defensive grit and half-court sets rather than Curry-led fast breaks? Off the court, social media has erupted. A tweet from Adrian Wojnarowski hinted that Golden State is already evaluating short-term insurance in free agency, monitoring veteran guards who could step in if Steph's timeline stretches. Shams Charania followed up with speculation about signing Patty Mills to a 10-day deal, quoting a source who said, "It's all about momentum. One hot shooting night could be the difference in a 7-game series." Meanwhile, Draymond Green's cryptic Instagram story, just his practice jersey hanging on a rack, has fans reading between the lines. Is the defensive stalwart ready to carry a heavier load? Or is this a signal that the locker room is bracing for a long haul without its MVP, turning back to homegrown heroes? What of James Wiseman and Jonathan Kuminga? Both have shown flashes of brilliance when given extended run this season. But the ultimate test comes now. If Curry sits, will Coach Kerr trust Kuminga to initiate offense from the wing? Could Wiseman's occasional three-point touch become a game-changer in the postseason? Fans on Reddit are already drafting starting lineups that begin with Poole at point, shift Wiggins to the 4, and plug Kuminga at the 3, all in the brave pursuit of filling Steph's shoes even for a night or two. Is it possible that this adversity unearths hidden strengths within the roster? And then there's the psychological layer. Curry's pregame routine, his dribble drills, his shimmy in the tunnel, his locker room fist pumps has been as reliable as sunrise. Now, with every scan and therapy session, we watch not just a suiting up ritual, but a battle for confidence. Some psychologists suggest that returning from a hamstring strain carries a hidden mental hurdle, the fear of the pull, the self-doubt, and that first explosive drive. Could this playground of the mind be more treacherous than the hardwood itself? Yet historic precedent offers hope. Remember 2017, when Curry battled through knee tweaks, returning to average 28.1 points per game in the finals? Or 2019, when his sprained ankle nearly sidelined him, only for him to drop 47 points in Game 4. If anyone knows how to harness adversity into performance, it's him. Could this hamstring setback become the fuel for an even more determined champion? But what do you think about all of this? Personally, as a Warriors supporter, I believe that Steph's resilience and the team's capacity for adaptation will turn this challenge into another legendary chapter in Dub Nation lore. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below. Ride in the wave with me, smash that like button, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report, and ring the bell so you're first in line for every splashy update in blue and gold. When the word came down that Steph Curry's hamstring strain might linger, whispers in the Bay quickly morphed into full-throated speculation about seismic roster moves that could redefine Golden State's next era. While Dub Nation waits on the edge of its seat for Steph to sprint back to form, the front office is said to be quietly exploring everything from blockbuster trades to strategic load management, and that means dreams of pairing Curry with Luka Doncic are suddenly more than pipe dreams. Could this hamstring setback be the catalyst that finally pushes the Warriors to swing for a superstar swap, sending draft picks and role players east in exchange for the Mavs' electric Slovenian sensation? Consider it. Luka's playoff numbers against Golden State read like a Gami over screen: 30.4 points, 9.6 rebounds, and 7.1 assists per contest, raining down 38.2% triples as effortlessly as breathing. Imagine him cushioning Steph's absence, drawing double teams that free Curry to dart, curl, and uncork step-back bombs. Some insiders believe that with Curry's mobility in question, the Warriors could leverage their cap space and young talent. Think Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody. Even Bronny James is projected to wait contract to pry Doncic from Dallas before he becomes untouchable. Could this mean the end of the Splash Brothers era and the dawn of a Curry-Doncic show that rewrites the NBA's guard play blueprint, even without a marquee trade? Brandon Pajimski's own recovery timeline ripples through the rotation. With Steph sidelined, every rehab session he logs against that core muscle strain becomes a game of musical chairs. For Jonathan Kuminga, whose dynamic slashes to the rim might already vault him from rotational spark to nightly starter, Moses Moody's three-point splits hovering at a respectable 36.5% could get a midseason boost. As he slides into the two-guard slot, Curry vacates, and Bronny James, long rumored to be on a two-way track, might suddenly find himself gunning for unforeseen garbage time duty, earning every minute as the team experiments with lineups. Before the playoffs shuffle the deck once more, is it possible that an injury to one rising star becomes the springboard for another's breakout moment? Then there's Draymond Green, ironically the stalwart least in need of protection, but now perhaps most valued as a chess piece. If Steph's hamstring demands extra rest, could Kerr stagger Draymond's minutes too, preserving his knees and back for the postseason grind? Imagine a scenario where the Warriors debut to veteran load-managed pillars and thrust youth into high-leverage moments throughout January and February, only to unleash a fresher, hungrier core when March Madness truly begins. Fans are wondering if this staggered approach might keep Golden State's heart beating strong in late-season sprints, a strategy borrowed from title-hungry contenders around the league across the Western Conference. Rival playbooks are already in overdrive. Nuggets coach Michael Malone, recalling his own team's scrappiness, is reportedly scripting defensive shifts to chase Curry's hamstring side, daring him to drive left and punish that joint. The Thunder, obsessed with length and athleticism, could deploy Chet Holmgren as a roaming drop coverage decoy, baiting Curry into awkward sequences that test his explosiveness. Clippers guards have been retweeting insider chatter about targeting fatigue in Game 3, a sly nod to the belief that even the GOAT can be ground down by attrition. Could this mean Golden State must reinvent its half-court sets on the fly, leaning on Draymond's playmaking prowess and Kevin Looney's rebounding grit to absorb the pressure? All this conjecture flows into the ultimate prize, the playoffs. Convention dictates that healthy stars carry teams to banners. Yet the Warriors franchise has always thrived on adaptation. What if a fully healed Curry returns man for man with Jimmy Butler in the finals, but only after the team has weathered a midseason storm through collective grit? Some insiders believe this intentional adversity cultivates the unity that defines dynasties. Recall How in 2015, the Dubs clawed through injuries to Andrew Bogut and Harrison Barnes en route to a title. Could history repeat itself, forging a more battle-tested squad that emerges stronger precisely because it struggled in January? Asterisk, could this moment also redefine the role of Steve Kerr as both coach and de facto architect? With pressure mounting to balance veteran stewardship and youthful exuberance, Kerr's decision-making in the coming weeks could chart the course of this franchise for years. Will he double down on offensive schemes to mask Curry's gradual reintegration, or will he unleash small ball lineups that prioritize pace and space even more aggressively? Some insiders believe that Kerr's adaptability, his knack for mid-series tweaks, and trust in analytics will be the hidden weapon that smooths over any growing pains. Behind closed doors, the front office is said to be conducting clandestine what-if workshops, modeling scenarios where Curry returns just in time for a do-or-die Game 7. They're poring over advanced metrics, lineup efficiency ratings, opponent-adjusted free throw rates, even biometric recovery curves to decide if a midseason acquisition is worth mortgaging future flexibility. Could this meticulous, data-driven approach set a new standard in dynamically managed dynasties, where real-time health data informs trade calls and minute allocations on a daily basis? Meanwhile, the emotional stakes have never been higher. Dub Nation's banners hang heavy in the rafters, each one a testament to overcoming adversity. Now, as the team navigates Steph's rehab and potential roster shakeups, the bond between player and city deepens. Imagine a sold-out Chase Center chanting Curry's name as he jogs onto the floor for his first comeback quarter, an electric fusion of relief and anticipation so potent it energizes every teammate. Could that moment, more than any stat line, become the defining chapter of this season's narrative? And let's not overlook the ripple effect on the league's zeitgeist. If Golden State recovers from this hamstring scare and still emerges as a legit finals contender, it could inspire a new paradigm, stars embracing brief sabbaticals in pursuit of longer-term dynasties. The ripple could extend to TV rating spikes every time Curry logs back on court, sponsors clamoring for healthy return campaigns, and young prospects viewing the Warriors as the blueprint for holistic career management. Is it possible that this season won't just yield a champion, but reinvent how basketball greatness is engineered? Emotional off-court moments are already fueling fan fervor. Adrian Wojnarowski's tweet about Golden State, urging caution and having contingency plans, felt like a siren call across social media, while Shams Charania's locker room sources hint at a possible midseason signing of a veteran guard. Andre Iguodala, ever the sage voice of calm, posted a vintage playoff photo with the caption "Trust the process," underscoring the belief that Bay Area heart is forged in crucibles of uncertainty. Meanwhile, Bar's a long Telegraph Avenue team, with heated debate, one corner chanting "no trades, no way," another chanting "win now mode, go big or go home." Could the collective spirit of Dub Nation become the X factor that outpaces any roster upgrade? At the crossroads of speculation and reality stands the most electrifying question. If the Warriors do swing for Luka, what becomes of the emerging core? Do Kuminga and Moody cede minutes to the superstar rival? Or do they become the supporting pillars of a two-guard juggernaut? And if no mega deal materializes, will this season's obstacles galvanize the existing group to exceed expectations? Fans are wondering if this could be the turning point, a moment where the organization chooses reinvention over reverence, progression over nostalgia. Is this audacious enough to land another banner at Chase Center? Personally, as a ride-or-die member of Dub Nation, I believe that whether through bold trades or rallying around Steph's triumphant return, the Warriors will transform this adversity into championship momentum. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, share your thoughts, and subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report so you never miss another explosive update.